coffee flavor relationships. Introduction. Have you ever wondered why some people seem more stable than other people in their romantic relationships? Perhaps you did. This question had puzzled many before you, which prompted scientists to move in search of a satisfactory answer until they finally came to the solution. Experiments have proven that the nature of our emotional stability and the forms of our patterns of love at puberty are primarily determined by the early years of our childhood. If you are wondering about the nature of your emotional pattern to be able to better manage your relationship with your partner in the long term, here I congratulate you. You have succeeded in choosing the right book for just that. Grab your cup of coffee and come on. The main childhood flavor association patterns. The Colorado newspaper conducted a questionnaire in 1985, the results of which led to a theory whose truth states the influence of childhood on emotional relationships at puberty, and this theory classified people into 3 types. The first one is safe, he who was raised in a warm family atmosphere. His family offers unrestricted love on conditions for them to love him based on them, such as loving him on the state of academic excellence first, for example, otherwise not. Such a person is often secure in his relationship with others, he has no sense of fear, is mature, understanding, appreciates the other party. The second is avoiding. His upbringing is often amid an unstable family atmosphere, whether due to parental separation or other reasons, and he is often verbally or physically harmed, or used as a pressure card by one party on the other. This child grows up without a bond, and does not feel safe, so he avoids harm by avoiding entering into any relationships, even if he enters them. He remains afraid of being let down. The third is anxiety. His life was a mixture between the first and second with minor changes. Sometimes he takes conditional love according to his actions, and at other times he is violent and hurt. He also has no sense of security. He is terrified of losing. He has no support. He used to have a bond in his life conditioned by his actions, and he is often very tender in the relationship to maintain its continuity, and if he leaves, he does not put the possibility of the fault of the other party, but blames himself wondering what was wrong until his partner left him in the relationship. Maturity flavor association patterns. The fact is that whatever your type of pattern, it does not necessarily have to remain at a constant pace. It may turn out that tomorrow you will be what you were afraid of yesterday, or change what you were sure that you would not be able to change for the better no matter how hard you try. And in any case, if your pattern is avoidant or anxious, it's not that bad. All you have to do is talk clearly with your partner. This will undoubtedly help you improve understanding between you, and may even help the other party until you reach the safety stage. Savor the pleasure that you have denied, and live safe and assured with him. A healthy relationship does not mean that it is free from problems, but it means the ability of both parties to manage the conflict between themselves. Based on this, the optimal state of attachment is not limited to 2 people of the first type. They may both be avoidant, and this is also ideal. Each has its own space that does not disturb the other. They may both be anxious and spend time together without feeling trapped by each other. But the most difficult dualities of styles to adapt to the other are, and, in both cases the secure or anxious will deal closely with the avoidant. This is the one who moves away to avoid harm, and to preserve his own space, and it is precisely here that the problem arises. The first party will begin to feel that he is undesirable, unloved, that the other does not pay attention to him and does not make efforts for him, while this other will see the first as demanding, not understanding his need. Even more inflaming the fire is the habit of the party who avoided withdrawing for a long time at the time of the dispute, so that when he returns, his return is futile, because the most appropriate time to contain was when the fire ignited, not after it had gone out alone and used to dispense. Attachment or love. What is love? The question may seem too cliched. Each of us has his own different characterization towards love. Are these feelings and sayings, or actions, or an escape from loneliness, or is it a trick to protect the human race from annihilation? Plato says, we love to become complete. Where did the confusion of love with attachment come from? Long-term love is stressless, keeps the life around you balanced without imbalance, and preoccupies you with answering the question, how to be happy together. As for attachment, it keeps you busy waiting for the answer to the question, how will the other make you happy? And soon it will disappear because of the many losses, and in it the balance of your land on which you stand will be disturbed because you have made the other the center of life, and nothing else. This attachment may worsen until it becomes a pathological attachment, and it often arises as a result of a large gap that a person tries to fill with external factors, and it is not required that the attachment is to a person. It may be an attachment to things, feelings, or behavior, and often the attachment symptom is addiction, and it is necessary here to note that a person is naturally broken to attachment, and we all relate in varying proportions, but it does not rise for some to reach the stage of addiction. To distinguish between an interest in things and an addiction to them, you need to evaluate these things by these questions. What space do you take from your attention? Have you lost other aspects of your life because you are so attached to them? Does your life revolve around her to the point of collapse if you abandon her? Then, based on the answers, if you see a case of pathological attachment looming, you should visit an appropriate specialist according to the type of attachment. An addiction.